Rodrigo linked with Arsenal as Andrea Berta faces City challenge. Real Madrid star Rodrigo has become the latest big name to be linked with a move to Arsenal, while Manchester City are also keeping a close eye on the Brazilian winger as the summer transfer window heats up. The Gunners have already made some notable signings this window, including Kepa Arrizabalaga, Martin Zubimendi, Christian Norgod, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, and Victor Gyökeres. But sporting director Andrea Berta isn't done yet. He's still exploring ways to further strengthen the squad, particularly in the attacking department. Rodrigo, along with Crystal Palace's Eberechi, remains high on Arsenal's radar, according to Football.London. However, with just 3 weeks left before the window closes, it's still unclear whether a move will materialize. Arsenal currently have Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli competing for the left-wing role, and a new signing might depend on one of them leaving. Time is ticking, though, and other clubs are starting to circle. Manchester City have reportedly entered the race for Rodrigo, as Pep Guardiola considers reinforcing his attack in light of potential departures. Jack Grealish appears to be on the verge of joining Everton, while James McAtee and Savigno could also be heading out, provided the offers meet City's valuation. Nottingham Forest, Everton, and West Ham are all reportedly interested in McAtee, while Spurs have already opened talks with City about a deal for Savigno. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reports that City view Rodrigo as a dream target, with Guardiola being a huge admirer of the former Santos prodigy. Real Madrid are said to value the 24-year-old at around €100 million, £86 million, and are open to letting him leave if the player pushes for a move. Rodrigo had a solid season last year, scoring 14 goals and providing 11 assists in 54 appearances. However, under new boss Xabi Alonso, his role has become less defined. He's only featured 3 times at the Club World Cup and was benched on 3 other occasions, fueling speculation that his time in Madrid might be coming to an end. As for Arsenal, their current focus is on player exits before diving back into the market for more reinforcements. Jakub Kiwior, Oleksandr Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambi Lokonga, and Reiss Nelson are all being considered for potential moves away. Vieira is reportedly in talks with Stuttgart, while Fulham are exploring a loan deal for Nelson, though Arsenal would prefer a permanent transfer. Other names like Karl Hein, Trossard, and Martinelli could also be moved on if the right offer comes in. As the transfer window enters its final stretch, Rodrigo's future remains uncertain, and the situation continues to evolve quickly. A possible swap shuts down. There were reports suggesting that Real Madrid might be open to negotiating a swap deal involving Rodrigo and Arsenal's key defender William Saliba. However, Arsenal quickly dismissed the idea, making it clear that Saliba is not for sale under any circumstances. This firm stance has pushed Arsenal to redirect their focus toward other potential targets, including Crystal Palace's Eberechi. Arsenal's attack looks crowded. With recent signings like Noni Madueke and Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal's attacking options have become more competitive. Adding Rodrigo would mean either tactical adjustment or moving on from one of the current forwards. At this stage of the window, that seems increasingly unlikely unless a significant offer comes in for players like Martinelli or Trossard. Manchester City stepping up. Meanwhile, Manchester City are showing growing interest in Rodrigo. With several attacking players on the verge of leaving, Jack Grealish nearing a move to Everton, and James McAtee and Savigno attracting interest from other Premier League clubs, City are in the market for a versatile forward. Rodrigo, who can play on both wings or centrally, fits their needs perfectly. Pep Guardiola is said to be a strong admirer of the 24-year-old, and City see him as a top-tier addition. Real Madrid, while not actively looking to sell, are reportedly open to negotiations if the right offer, around €90 to €100 million, comes in. What's at stake? For Arsenal, time is running out. Unless one of their current attackers leaves soon, bringing in Rodrigo would be both financially and tactically difficult. Their immediate priority remains selling fringe players to free up space and resources. For Manchester City, Rodrigo represents a chance to refresh their squad with a world-class option who still has room to grow. His experience in Champions League football and versatility make him an attractive target as they prepare for another demanding season across multiple competitions. As for Rodrigo, the next few weeks will be decisive. Whether he stays to fight for his place under Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid or chooses a new challenge in the Premier League, the interest from both Arsenal and City shows just how highly he's valued. The situation remains fluid, but one thing is clear: Rodrigo is a name to watch as the final days of the transfer window approach. Eberechi is among 4 possible signings Arsenal could seal before facing Manchester United. Arsenal's transfer activity is heating up as they gear up for their Premier League opener against Manchester United this weekend, and Crystal Palace star Eberechi remains firmly on their radar. The Gunners will travel to Old Trafford on Sunday for their first competitive match of the new campaign. After an impressive pre-season tour in the Far East, Mikel Arteta's side is now fully focused on turning potential into silverware, with the Premier League title very much in their sights. To strengthen their chances, Arsenal have already made 6 new signings this summer: Martin Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Christian Norgod, Christian Mosquera, Victor Gyökeres, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. But with just under 3 weeks left until the transfer window slams shut on September 1st, there's still time, and a clear desire, for more additions. One name that keeps coming up is Eberechi. The dynamic attacking midfielder has been strongly linked with a move to the Emirates, and reports suggest a deal could be edging closer. Arsenal are believed to be seriously considering a late push to bring him in, ideally before Sunday's clash with United. Whether the Gunners can get the deal over the line in time remains to be seen, but securing ease now would be a major statement of intent heading into the new season. On the outgoing side, a few current squad members could be set for exits in the coming days. Oleksandr Zinchenko, Jakub Kiwior, and Reiss Nelson have all been linked with potential moves away from North London. Nelson, who spent last season on loan at Fulham, has been tipped for a permanent return to Craven Cottage, although he's still recovering from thigh surgery he underwent in February. Meanwhile, Zinchenko could be heading to Turkey, with Fenerbahce reportedly keen to secure his services. Kiwior is also attracting interest from abroad, with FC Porto said to be exploring a deal for the versatile defender. As the clock ticks down to the start of the season, expect plenty of movement both in and out of the Emirates. And if Arsenal can land a talent like Ease before the weekend, their title charge could get an early and exciting boost. As the transfer window enters its final weeks, Arsenal are reportedly closing in on a deal for Eberechi. Sources close to the club indicate that negotiations with Crystal Palace have progressed significantly, with a structured deal being discussed, around £30 million paid upfront as part of a package potentially rising to £55 million. However, Crystal Palace are reluctant to let their star midfielder leave without first securing a replacement. Manager Oliver Glasner has publicly emphasized E's importance to the squad, stating that losing him at this stage could be a major setback for the club's ambitions this season. The club's leadership has echoed this caution, suggesting that while they are not actively pushing for a sale, they remain open to the right offer. Time is also a factor. E's release clause, reportedly in the region of £67.5 million, will soon expire, adding a layer of urgency for Arsenal if they hope to avoid drawn-out negotiations. For Arsenal, landing E's would be more than just another signing. His ability to operate in tight spaces, carry the ball forward, and create chances aligns perfectly with Mikel Arteta's tactical blueprint. With Arsenal aiming to challenge on multiple fronts this season, including the Premier League and Champions League, Ease would bring much-needed depth and creativity to the midfield. Beyond his footballing qualities, E's potential return to Arsenal carries emotional weight. Released by the club during his youth, the chance to return now as a top-tier Premier League player would be a powerful narrative, both for the player and the fans. Financially, Arsenal may need to move quickly to offload certain squad players to make room for E's arrival. Reiss Nelson, Oleksandr Zinchenko, and Jakub Kiwior have all been linked with possible departures. Zinchenko is reportedly attracting interest from clubs in Turkey, while Kiwior is on the radar of clubs in Portugal. Nelson, who spent last season on loan at Fulham, could return there permanently if the terms are right. As the days count down to Arsenal's Premier League opener against Manchester United, the pressure is mounting, not only to finalise deals but to send a strong message of intent. Signing Ease would not only strengthen the squad but also underline the club's ambition to push for silverware this season. All eyes are now on the Emirates as the Gunners prepare for what could be a decisive few days in the transfer window. Zubimendi's influence, Dauman shines, Gyökeres makes his mark, 9 Arsenal players who lit up pre-season. With just 6 days to go before Arsenal kick off their 2025-26 Premier League campaign, it's clear that several players have made the most of their pre-season opportunities. Mikel Arteta's side wrapped up their summer friendlies in style with a 3-0 win over Athletic Club in the Emirates Cup, the perfect confidence boost ahead of Sunday's season opener away at Manchester United. It's a tough start to the season, but Arsenal will see it as a chance to make a real statement in the title race. Despite defeats to Tottenham and Villarreal, the Gunners produced plenty of positive moments throughout the summer, and a number of players have made sure their names are now firmly in Arteta's plans. Let's take a look at the standout performers from Arsenal's pre-season. Max Dauman, the 15-year-old stealing the spotlight. You can't talk about this summer without starting with Max Daumann. At just 15, he's been nothing short of a revelation. Given his first real taste of senior football, Daumann didn't just hold his own, he dazzled. Whether it was against Newcastle, Tottenham, or Villarreal, the teenage midfielder brought energy, confidence, and quality, instantly connecting with fans. He's young, yes, but his fearless performances demand serious consideration for the first team this season. Arteta may have just found a gem. Kai Havertz, stronger, sharper, and ready to compete. Kai Havertz looks like a man on a mission. After bulking up over the summer, the German forward has been a handful for defenders. While the goals haven't quite flowed yet, his link-up play and chemistry with teammates have stood out. With Victor Gyökeres now in the mix, Arteta has a decision to make, but Havertz has made a strong case to lead the line at Old Trafford. Doubts about his role? He's answering them loud and clear. Ethan Nwaneri, young, committed, and hungry for more. Fresh off signing a new long-term deal, Ethan Nwaneri is ready to make his mark. The England U21 starlet continues to look sharp, especially in his eye-catching display against AC Milan. Competition for places is fierce, but based on his summer form, Nwaneri looks more than capable of carving out meaningful minutes this season. William Saliba, rock solid, as always. No surprises here. William Saliba continues to be the foundation of Arsenal's defence, delivering another string of composed and commanding performances this summer. With a new long-term contract reportedly on the horizon, the Frenchman looks ready to lead from the back once again as Arsenal chase silverware. Martin Degarde, captain calm, back to his best. Martin Degarde didn't start the first two games of the Asia Tour, but made an instant impact when he came on to score the winner against Newcastle, calmly converting a penalty won by Daumann. From that moment, the Norwegian playmaker looked sharp and focused, particularly in the final pre-season match alongside Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi. After an inconsistent end to last season, Degarde seems re-energized and ready to drive his team forward. Ben White, determined and recharged. After an injury-plagued 2024-25 season, Ben White looks like a player with a point to prove. With Jurrien Timber challenging for the right-back spot, White has responded with authority. He's shown composure on the ball and a willingness to join the attack, coming close to scoring on more than one occasion during the Singapore matches. It's been a strong summer for White, and Arsenal fans will be hoping he stays fit and influential all year. The new signings, making their presence felt. There was plenty of buzz around Arsenal's summer signings, and they've certainly delivered early signs of promise. Christian Norgård has slotted seamlessly into midfield since arriving from Brentford, even getting on the scoresheet in the Villarreal match. Martin Zubimendi has also impressed, confident on the ball, progressive in his passing, and instrumental in transition. His pinpoint assist for Gyökeres' header against Athletic Club was a highlight. And speaking of Victor Gyökeres, the powerful Swedish striker capped off pre-season with a thunderous first goal in an Arsenal shirt. As his minutes increased across the friendlies, so did his impact, troubling defenders with his physicality and movement. Now, with pre-season in the rearview mirror, he looks ready to bring that same energy to the Premier League stage. Arsenal's pre-season has laid a solid foundation for what promises to be a thrilling campaign. From rising stars like Daumann and Nwaneri to established leaders and exciting new signings, the signs are all there. This team is ready to compete and ready to entertain. Arsenal 1 week away from Victor Gyökeres' big Premier League debut, and Arteta still has 3 key tasks to tackle. With just 1 week to go before Arsenal kick off their Premier League campaign against Manchester United at Old Trafford, the pressure is already mounting on Mikel Arteta to tie up a few loose ends. It's not just any opener, it's a blockbuster clash in one of the toughest stadiums to visit, and with trips to face Liverpool and Manchester City also looming early in the season, there's no room for a slow start. Despite an active summer in the transfer market, with 6 new signings already through the door, the mood around the Emirates is cautiously optimistic. The arrival of Victor Gyökeres, Europe's top scorer over the last 2 seasons, has certainly raised expectations. But after back-to-back pre-season defeats and some question marks over key positions, particularly on the left flank, fans are understandably hoping for more. The truth is, Arsenal looks stronger on paper than they have in years. Yet, as expectations rise, so do the demands. Arteta now faces the challenge of integrating new stars, solving tactical puzzles, and making bold squad decisions, quickly. 1. Final integration of Victor Gyökeres. All eyes will be on Arsenal's new No. 9. Gyökeres got his first taste of the Emirates atmosphere against Villarreal and came close to scoring more than once. He'll get another shot in the final friendly against Athletic Club, but this week is about more than just minutes on the pitch. It's about chemistry. The coaching staff and teammates must learn how to get the best out of him, how to feed his runs, exploit his physicality, and create the right scenarios for a player who's been lethal in front of goal. If Arsenal can unlock him early, it could transform their title hopes. 2. Solving the left side dilemma. There's no hiding it. Arsenal's left side isn't clicking the way it should. Gabriel Martinelli is still working his way back and wasn't even spotted in the latest training photos. That sparked concern. Could Noni Madueke be the answer? He brings pace, flair, and a dangerous left foot, offering a different profile that could shake things up. But the issue isn't just about personnel, it's about balance. Whether it's tactical tweaks or a change in dynamics, Arteta needs to restore that threat on the left side. It's an area opponents may target if left unresolved. 3. Making the tough calls. One of the standout stories from pre-season has been Max Daumann. After a demanding summer with England's youth team, he didn't get a proper break, but he made the most of his chances with Arsenal. The young midfielder has impressed with his maturity, energy, and sharp decision-making, quickly becoming a fan favourite. When asked if Daumann could be in the squad to face United, Arteta kept his cards close to his chest. But now comes the moment of truth. Should he gamble on youth and throw Daumann into the fire at Old Trafford? From what we've seen so far, the answer feels obvious. Arsenal with Daumann looks better than without him. And this season, with so many competitions and fixtures, taking these bold steps might make all the difference. The big picture. Arsenal are closer than ever to something special. The squad is deeper, the manager more experienced, and the hunger for silverware stronger than it's been in years. But with that comes the need for clarity, conviction, and courage. Arteta doesn't just need to prepare his team, he needs to make the kind of decisions that set the tone for the entire season. Integrate Gyökeres. Fix the left side. Back the youth. Because when Arsenal step onto the pitch at Old Trafford, it won't just be the start of another season, it could be the beginning of something bigger. But while the excitement is real, so is the tension. The pre-season losses, particularly the lack of cohesion in attack, have exposed cracks that Arsenal must seal before stepping into the intensity of Old Trafford. Fans aren't overreacting. They're responding to the high standards the team has set over the past 2 seasons. Finishing second to Manchester City is no longer enough. Competing is no longer enough. This squad wants to win, and the fan base expects the same. And that's why the stakes feel higher than ever. The weight on Arteta's shoulders. Arteta now finds himself in a pivotal moment. He's built this squad. He's cultivated the identity. But with big signings come big expectations. Gyökeres, Declan Rice, and William Saliba are all part of a spine capable of winning the Premier League, but only if the pieces around them are functioning in sync. His tactical decisions in these next few weeks will shape the narrative. Can he find the right blend of experience and youth? Will he trust talents like Max Daumann when it counts? Is he ready to evolve Arsenal's approach when needed, rather than sticking rigidly to past formulas? These aren't just coaching decisions. They're leadership calls. Fan frustration and transfer pressure. There's also increasing noise around the club's transfer activity, or rather, the perceived lack of it in certain areas. The Victor Gyökeres signing was massive, yes, but many supporters feel the job isn't done. The left flank is still a worry, especially with Martinelli's recovery dragging on and Leandro Trossard struggling for consistency in bigger games. Rumours linking Noni Madueke, Nico Williams, and even a late swoop for Eberechi continue to swirl, but fans are growing restless. They want to see boldness, decisiveness, and action before the window closes. And if results don't go their way early on, the pressure will only intensify. Social media has become a battlefield of opinions, some urging patience, others demanding more ambition. But one thing is clear, Arsenal have built something special, and letting it stall now would be a bitter pill to swallow. Old Trafford, the first real test. Facing Manchester United in the opener isn't just a scheduling quirk, it's a test of character. Arsenal haven't enjoyed much success at Old Trafford in recent years. It's a stadium that demands mental toughness, especially for young players like Bukayo Saka, Ethan Nwaneri, and possibly Daumann if he makes the squad. United themselves are in transition, but still boast match winners across the pitch. A statement win there wouldn't just be 3 points, it would be a signal of intent. A warning to the rest of the league that this Arsenal isn't here to chase shadows. They're here to lead. In the end, it's about belief. This upcoming week is crucial. not just tactically, but emotionally. Arteta must reconnect the team with its confidence, sharpen the squad's edge, and send them into that dressing room at Old Trafford with belief running through their veins. The tools are there. The talent is undeniable. And if Arteta can make the right moves, on and off the pitch, this could be the season where Arsenal finally turn potential into glory. But it starts with a bold first step in Manchester.